And so the big question is, what kind of a director could take on Robotech? Now we have someone who's worked on film such as Saw, and he also directed Insidious, The Conjuring 2, and an action film you might have heard of called Furious 7. And that director is James Wan. And so he's attached to the
Yeah, you can clap for that. It's been action-packed and scary.
Now, would you like to hear some of his comments about Robotech? This was reported by the folks at IGN, and we'd love to share this with you.
You also have Robotech in development, and how beholden do you feel to the original series, to using those characters and elements?
Well, I'm a big fan of the Robotech world, and I do think the characters are what makes us fans love the series, and especially the Macross saga. And I think it's kind of important to try and retain a lot of the things that we love about the characters and the world. But of course, you have to kind of fit them into today's climate, today's world, and hopefully it's about finding that medium ground of paying, being respectful to the origin material, but finding a way to fit into this new world that we live in.
How many years away is that if you're going to direct both that and Aquaman then?
That's our official answer to everything now.
Make that shirt. Get an awesome shirt.
Awesome shirt.
So now, fans who want to watch Robotech as well, what we have right now, what's in our library, how can fans watch Robotech at this moment? And we're bringing Robotech to online streaming. And this is one place where we were happy to work with our partners over at Sony Pictures. They have a service you might have heard of called Crackle. It is free for all mobile devices. You can download it to your iPhones and your Androids right now. And all episodes are now streaming free. All 85 of them on Crackle. Plus the Shadow Chronicles. So you can get caught up right this moment if you log into Crackle.com or get the Crackle app. And on their platform, Robotech has been a top 10 title since its launch. But it has also been the #1 anime title. So we're doing
Because it's awesome.
And we're so glad that they think it's awesome too. It's been great working with the folks over at Crackle. And these are all the devices that they support. It runs on all these different game consoles and streaming services, and smart TVs as well. And the original broadcast version of Robotech, for those of you who are curious, is now available on Amazon Instant Video for those of you who have Prime memberships. And along with those original broadcast version of the 85 episodes, we also have the original Japanese versions of Macross, Southern Cross, and Maspida. So we've had all this great new activity from our different licensing partners that we're so excited to share with all of you. And we've got a bunch of new merchandise. And excellent A-list producers working on Robotech. And an A-list director as well. And a top major film studio producing it for us. So, as Carl Masick would say, the best is yet to come. Now, we're really thankful that you guys are here with us. We'd like to open it up to questions now. One thing we're going to do for all of you who made it here, for those of you who ask a question, we've got prizes up here that we can share with you. So Go ahead, folks. Please raise your hands. Yes, sir, in the blue shirt.
I've got a question about the RPG. Is that still going on?
Yes, it is. Palladium has been working. They've actually they've shipped out their Wave 1 of their role-playing games, and we're staying on top of them to make sure that they get caught up on getting their Wave 2 figures out.
Yeah, licenses work in a weird way. So just so you guys kind of know this, especially with Palladium and that whole situation. They say, hey, can we make a thing? And we say, yeah, you can make a thing. And then they crowdfunded it, and then it kind of went through and stuff. And now they're at a kind of a point where we need to kind of help them a little. So we're working with them to try to make that work out.
Okay.
So we're actively trying to make that work for you guys.
Big RPG player.
Thank you. Who else? We've got hands all over the place.
Yes, sir, in the black shirt.
That's you.
Alright. So, I don't know if you mind. Can I ask one for each of you?
Yeah.
Sure,
I'm
absolutely.
pretty sure you worked on, I think you were the Face by Battle Cry, the game.
Yes.
So, are we looking at anything coming up for new systems coming out with Robotech? And then on the other hand, the Blu-ray version of Macross Saga just came out in Japan. And I was wondering, are you guys looking at doing a voiceover, just putting the American voices back into that version of the Blu-ray version of Macross?
Right. So I'll take both of those. Is that okay? So we cannot say anything about video games, but all I can tell you is that we have had many meetings about video games. So it's something that I like. I have a lot of systems at my house. I may or may not have had certain goggles on my head at certain points for certain things. I may or may not have been talking to people about different kinds of things. So we are actively talking to people about it. A lot of that has to do with Sony Pictures and how our deal is with them. So we have to talk to them and work out those details. The devil's always in the details, isn't it? You can't just grab something from somebody and do something with it. It would be illegal. So no, we are not going to grab their HD and do that. With that said, though, we are looking at, and it is an expensive process, but we are looking at trying to get our original Robotech 16mm film and making it into HD. The problem with it is it's not just a conversion, it is a complete and total restoration. The 16mm is in terrible shape, and it's all localized in Japanese. So you have to change every single text that's in it, and you have to go and take every single line and every film grain, and you're talking about 85 episodes. So the budget on something like that is enormous. It's not just, oh, we're going to spend, $5,000 to make this happen. You're talking, 7 figures to make those kinds of things happen. And Blu-ray's not selling. So to make that work, you have to do the math, right? So you have to go, okay, we are in a diminishing market, and yet we want to try to, With that said, we are trying to make that work. And we'll probably have some more news on that next year if we can do it. Probably not right now, but you'll be the first to know. Call me.
All right. Yes, sir, in the white shirt.
For the movies, are you going to set it up for a trilogy? Are you going to go into the?
I would set it up for a quadrilogy.
Okay.
Whatever number, octilogy.
Quintilogy.
Quintilogy. Every movie we could make on the planet, we would do.
Yeah.
So if they want to make 170 movies, I will say yes. Hold on. Let's go on this side. Let's go in front.
I don't remember when, but back in the day, you guys actually showed the Shadow Chronicles like at movie theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys planning to do anything in regards to the old series, or?
That's been talked about. We were talking about doing some stuff for the fans, so stay tuned on that. We're nothing official to announce yet, but we have had many meetings where, again, that whole Robotech Gives Back thing that we're talking about. I feel very passionate about thanking you each personally, and for some of you who were here earlier, I came in, I shake hands with, hi, how are you, how you doing? Because I just want to make sure that we thank you. And so we are looking at certain things where maybe there may be a screening or something like that where we show them, and we wouldn't charge you for that, we just do it as a thank you.
It would be awesome to see it on big screen.
That's what we're talking about doing. It's nothing official yet, can't tell you we're really doing that, but it's been talked about.
Yes, sir. Right there, black shirt.
In regards to the movie adaptation, which division of Sony Pictures will be handling the film?
Well, it's Columbia Pictures. They're live action film producers. Yeah, studio.
Who's next? Who are you going to go there? Let's just do this side and we'll do that side. How about that? We'll go behind you, then you, okay? So, go ahead. Go ahead, sir. Yes, please. You with all the AV equipment. Very nice.
I'm coming from the inside out.
Okay.
Or outside looking in. The Robotech fandom is kind of like an in-joke kind of thing, where it's very niche. So I want to ask, how do you plan on marketing or targeting to like the millennial generation?
That's a really great question, and there have been many ideas that we've passed, we've talked about. I have a lot of personal connections with a lot of people. Some of the people that I have personal connections are very mainstream. They've worked on franchises like you've seen, certain nocturnal flying animals. So there are some people that I'm talking to that are involved in those types of franchises. There are ways and strategies that we are talking about to exactly do that, to bring up new fans, to also serve the old fans as well. Not that you're old. Not trying to be rude. He chewed me out because I was looking at the actors and I was like, oh, you guys are part of the history. And Tom's like, don't say history. Why shouldn't I say history? Don't they think they're old? You are old. So yeah, we are looking at ways to do that. I can't be too specific about it, but yes, we are looking at with specific people to help us with that.
And if I can make a follow-up.
Sure, absolutely.
How would you sell Robotech to a millennial generation in 1 sentence?
It's bitchin'.
Hell yeah!
You got in the front right here. You want one?
Well, I was thinking about purchasing the comics. So I was wondering about the comics. Are they going to start from the very beginning from Macross and go all the way through the Sentinels, including Shadow Chronicles? Do you know?
It's a better Tommy question.
Yeah. I think you're thinking in the sense that the way Kamiko used to produce comics, they were just going one by one through the stories, where each story correlated with one television episode. And I think in a way it was great for folks to follow very easily along with the television series, but it also got people used to a structure which is not really the way a lot of comic stories are told. If you look at Batman, or even Star Wars miniseries now, or even Doctor Who, they'll jump from a story to story, and they'll be sequential, but then when the next miniseries comes, it might not be following immediately after that. It'll go on to a different Doctor, even preceding Doctor, or a different part of the Star Wars saga, and we have that going on with Robotech. Robotech is such a big universe, we have so many stories to tell, and so it will cover many different parts of the Robotech universe.
And new parts too. We're talking about new
They'll create new
things.
stories.
Yeah, there's going to be some new stuff we're talking about that's kind of awesome.
And then creating new characters.
Yeah, we're going to do a little old, a little new. That's a really good question. You want a CD or something?
And the soundtrack?
Okay.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah. For those of you who did answer questions so far, why don't you come up and grab an item here, and we'll do that for subsequent questions as well.
You're welcome. Grab something. Just grab something. It doesn't matter. What, are we giving this away?
Sure. Somebody wants
Who
it.
the heck wants that?
There you go.
It's a mob. Look at this. We should have done this a little bit better, huh?
Yeah, we also got some apparel here. So we've got, for those of you who are fans of New Generation,
She's giving me eyes.
and Shadow Chronicles movie posters.
Thank you.
All right, so now how many of you want to ask a question? All right. You there in the blue shirt. Or Aqua?
All right, so it's actually in the same vein as the question just asked. So originally Robotech was a sort of a port of other series. Going forward, will it be any new original content? Will it be trying to distinguish itself from its source material in any way, to be its own thing more than it is now?
Yes. The answer to that is we are talking to a lot of people about a lot of things. I know that sounds very vague, but I can't really say too much about it. We have had people, and I said this at the San Diego Comic-Con, we've had people in our offices that you would just, she's the young lady here, right? Cheers like this. Do like this for me. Do like this. Shit your pants. Yeah, there have been a lot of really cool cool people that we've been talking to that are involved in a lot of really cool franchises. Again, this is all predicated on Sony Pictures and the deals that we have to make with them. So I can't give you 100% guarantees on these things, but there have been literally people in the office that even, and I don't get starstruck. And I'm like,
Has any
So
of that
yes.
been in the vein of where Macross has gone, or is it?
we're talking about doing offshoots and all kinds of different things.
Okay.
So there's all kinds of stuff that we're talking about. Let's go over here.
In that vein, will any of the new stuff possibly cover the Malcontent saga? And is there any possibility of some of the newer Macross series like 7, Frontier, or Delta coming to the U.S.?
Probably not for the Delta and all that. More than likely, that's not really part of the original kind of thing that we set up. So probably not, but anything's possible. You know, probably not though. But for the new stuff, we're entertaining some interesting ideas, and just keep posted. Yes, small hand, large heart.
Again, with the movie adaptation, are you looking far ahead as far as integrating some of the books, like The End of the Circle, that kind of ties in all the series together?
We can't really comment on that right now.
Good.
Yes.
Same about the movie. Diversity is a big topic right now
Yep.
in Hollywood. What role would diversity play, perhaps, in the series?
It's a very good question. Here's what I'll say to that. If I have my way, it'd be very diverse. I don't have ultimate power, although I think I do sometimes. I don't. So what I will say is that if we are going to produce anything new that we are in control of, then the answer is 100% yes. I believe that is a very important thing for our audience. Very important. I don't like seeing stereotypical characters that are on anything where you have people who, I just don't like the stereotypes. Let's put it that way. I'm not going to go into the detail about it, but it makes me kind of mad. So if I have my way, which I will, no, I'm just kidding. We'll have very diverse casts, and we'll be very respectful of people and their genders and their races.
Yeah, one thing I want to add about that is James Wan's previous work on Furious 7 was highlighted as a major film that could find success at the box office with a diverse cast. Next. Yes, sir.
For the collectibles, is there any talk about recreating the Destroid models above and beyond like Robotechs?
Yeah, we have a lot of partners that were licensed, that are our new licenses, and we are talking to them about doing a lot of different things. I mean, people always, they say, oh, we want battle tanks, or we want, you know, these things, and this thing, and that variant, and we're talking to them about all of it. And again, how that works is they say, we want to make this, and then we go, okay, and then they do. And then we go back to them and say, hey, we have a lot of fans who want X, Y, Z, and can you make it? And it's ultimately up to them. We get the approval process. We say, no, you made it too blue, or you made it too green, and that kind of stuff. And no, that's not right, and that's not right. But we don't go in and say, we want you to make this, because that's not how licensing works, right? But we can strongly suggest things to them. And when we get a lot of fan feedback, we certainly do pass all of that onto our licenses. I mean, when you guys are on Facebook and you're saying, hey, how about this, and how about that, and how about this? I read them. I read all the bad stuff too. And I'm big. Read all the bad stuff too. That's always fun. You know how many times I sat at the thing and gone, nope. A lot of stuff people don't know, so they assume stuff. I mean, I'm just going to say that right now. They assume that because we didn't have activity for a while, that was our fault, and it wasn't. Okay, we had a movie deal, it didn't work out. You know, they sat on it, we couldn't do anything. Right? So, you know, there are a lot of reasons why things happen, a lot of reasons why things don't happen, and the universe assumes a lot of stuff. So we listen to you, and I listen to you, and I'm on Facebook every day, and I'm going, wow, yeah, they want this, or they want that, and we pass that information along. We really do. What's next? Who's next? Do you want something? Sure. Come on up. Get a shirt. Get something. Don't hit me with your stick. Okay, go ahead. What do you want? A shirt? You want a soundtrack? You want a poster?
I got a shirt for my daughter.
That's large. You want this one?
This one's an XL.
Yeah, this one's okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. What else we got? Well, we got more. Wow, they're all fast because we're giving shit away. I know. What do
Most
you
of my
got?
questions are already answered, but I'd say, is there any thought about maybe re-releasing some of the old Matchbox toys or something?
We haven't talked about that. To be honest.
I don't think that's going to happen because the last company that had possession of those molds, unfortunately, they weren't stored properly in the Far East. And so those molds, at this point, those molds are unusable. Probably what's going to happen is let us know, like on our social media, what you want to see next. And our toy producers want to produce new versions of a lot of these toys.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the old ones, would maybe new ones.
Like the old SDF1. I have mine still, but I'd rather have another one so I can break it.
We got some other toys we're not talking about, to be quite honest with you, that are kind of fun and like retro and really cool. New York Comic Con, they're going to announce a couple more things like that, so just stay tuned for that. Yes?
Since you have to crowdfund the Robotech Academy series via Kickstarter,
Yep.
is anything, any other attempts have been made to get the project along, or is it currently shelved for now?
Nothing is shelved. Did I answer that? Yeah, nothing is shelved. We, that was something that, I had mixed emotions about, to be quite honest. But we are talking to a lot of people about a lot of things in new series are included in that. That's part of the meetings I was suggesting I had. There you go. Nothing is shelved, though. We still have the poster. What am I going to do? I got to make a series. I got a poster.
Oh, yeah.
Come on up. Come on up. No promises, though. I'm like a politician.
Yes, sir.
Curious, is there a shooting schedule yet for the film?
No.
Nope.
What else? More? One more. I'm going to check the time here to make sure we're okay because we get the other people in. Yes, go ahead.
Are you guys planning to revisit the Sentinels cartoons? Because I remember watching it on VHS and it literally just stopped.
Right.
I heard that you guys ran out of money or funding. That's why it wasn't continued.
Are you suggesting you want to finance this? Come on up. We'll talk. Got a lot of money?
I would like to.
You want to finance it? It's always nice when people say, like, oh, well, do this. And it's like, yeah, it does cost a lot of money. It costs a lot of money to produce this stuff. We're talking to a lot of people about a lot of things, about doing a lot of different things. That's all I can tell you. And I hate to be that vague because, again, it is tied together with making sure that Sony gets their props. At the end of the day, the movie's a big deal, and we want to make sure that we service that movie. There are different strategies on how we can service those movies, and so part of that is getting new content. So we are talking to them from all angles, and we'll see what happens. And as soon as I know specifically, I will make that public. Is that cool? All right. We got a memo.
Okay.
He's been trying.
No, what do you call it? Back to the live action movie. I know you have James Wan has to wait to do Aquaman first. Is still that the case? And how far is Aquaman? As soon as he finishes Aquaman,
Right.
I know he's going to go into Robotech. So.
That's still talked about, to be honest with you. So maybe, maybe not. Maybe your information is right. Maybe it's not. Yep, we're good. Well, let's see. We got how many more? You got any more questions? Anybody any more questions? Or are we good? I think we are good. I think we can wrap it all up right now. From on a personal level, I want to thank you very much. If you have any other questions, I'll go ahead and I'll stand right outside. Come up to me, talk to me. My name is Billy Davis. It says it right here. And I think, yeah, that's right. They got it right. And I can answer any questions you got personally. You got one more though?
Yeah, one last question.
Yes, sir.
Who does your hair?
Who does my hair? Sports Clips. I love that place. I love that place. I watch football. My wife is watching the Patriots right now, and I can't watch football.
Brought to you by Sports Clips.
Thank you, guys.